Hey guys, Josh back again with another Star Wars review, this time reviewing Star Wars Volume 3 titled Rebel Jail. If you haven't read this yet and you want to avoid any spoilers, don't worry about it because this is going to be a spoiler-free video, so if you're not totally caught up on comic books, nothing will be spoiled for you. Okay, Volume 3, Rebel Jail, for me, is a very mixed bag. It comes with the annual, which was a great story, very James Bond kind of story, which I thought was really cool, and I love the art in the annual. The art in the annual was perfect, so I absolutely love the annual. The story, the dialogue, the art, everything in the annual was absolutely perfect. I absolutely loved it. And then we get to issues 16 through 19, and that's really where Volume 3 kind of falls apart for me, which is a shame because the volume is Rebel Jail, and 16 through 19 is the Rebel Jail arc. And I didn't much care for the art in 16 through 19. The dialogue and voice is always on point. Jason Aaron flat out knows how to write Star Wars dialogue. The dialogue and voice and everything, absolutely perfect. I think I say it every Star Wars video I do. Jason Aaron flat out knows how to write Han Solo. Nobody, I think, writes Han Solo better than Jason Aaron. The plot was okay for Rebel Jail. It didn't feel like quite enough to fill up 4 individual comic books. I feel like that they could have done more, although I did really enjoy that we got Dr. Aphra in a main Star Wars comic. She, of course, is in the Darth Vader comics, and Dr. Aphra, I think, is probably my favorite new character in the new Star Wars canon, so it was really, really cool to see her in a primary Star Wars comic. I think it's long overdue. In the Rebel Jail arc, I would give art a 6 out of 10, I'd give dialogue and voice a 10 out of 10, and I'd give plot a 7 out of 10. Which brings me to issue 15. Wait, I was just talking about 16 through 19, and now I'm moving to 15, and this is where Volume 3 completely falls apart to me. Every once in a while, the main Star Wars comics, they do an Obi-Wan Kenobi flashback. And I'm starting to wish that they would just do that as a separate series of comic books. Maybe make it every other month and do an Obi-Wan Kenobi on Tatooine watching over Luke Skywalker comic and not interrupting the main Star Wars story, because that's really what it feels like month to month when you're reading it. It feels like an interruption. In Volume 3, it just feels out of place more than anything, because first of all, it was issue 15, but it's at the end of the book after issue 19. So it's kind of jarring just as you're turning the page, like, wait a second, 19, 15, what? So there's that. I don't know, and maybe it would be better if they took the annual and the Obi-Wan and sandwiched those together and made their own volume, and then kept 16 through 19 as Rebel Jail. I don't know what the answer is. I know I just didn't particularly care for reading the annual, reading 16 through 19, then reading 15. It was kind of jarring to me, and I just didn't care for it. That said, I love the art in issue 15. I would give it a 10 out of 10. I thought the art was absolutely perfect. Obi-Wan Kenobi looked like Obi-Wan Kenobi. He spoke like Obi-Wan Kenobi. And the plot was actually pretty cool, too. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I just don't really feel like it belonged in this book. So overall, a cumulative score, I would give dialogue 10 out of 10. I'd give art a 7 out of 10 because 16 through 19, I just didn't like the art. I liked the art in the annual and 15, but that's 2 comics compared to 4. That's 2 comics where I liked the art compared to 4 comics where I didn't. So that's going to, oh shit, what did I just say? A 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10? We're going to call it 7 out of 10 now. And then plot. I don't feel like there was enough story in 16 through 19 to carry 4 comics. Overall, in the entire volume, I'm going to give story, plot, a 7 out of 10, which makes my cumulative score, my aggregate, an 8 out of 10 for Star Wars Volume 3 Rebel Jail. Just a very mixed bag for me. Alright, I would love to know what you think, so let me know down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this video, and I really hope you did, tell me by dropping a like on it and subscribe for more reviews. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.